katanya hari ini Kak Baby bakal terbang ke bulan. Ih, seru.
Kak Baby mau terbang ke bulan? Mau naik apa? Naik motor?
Nih, Kak Baby terbang ke bulan pakai roket.
Ada-ada aja nih Kak Baby.
Kak Jenny, jadi astronot itu harus punya inisiatif.
Inisiatif itu gimana Kak Baby?
Inisiatif adalah ketika kita melihat dan melakukan sesuatu hal walaupun hal tersebut bukan tugas kita, Kak Jenny. Contohnya nih ya, kita mau jadi astronot nih ceritanya. Kak Jenny ikutin apa yang kata Kak Baby bilang ya.
Oke.
Nah, Kak Jenny, tolong coba cek bahan bakar.
Oke, tunggu sebentar Kak Baby.
Iya.
Bahan bakar full Kak Baby.
Full ya.
Full.
Oke, sekarang Kak Jenny tolong dong cek pintu masuknya.
Pintu masuk. Oke,
Iya.
sebentar. Ih, aku nggak mau cek pintu masuknya Kak Baby.
Kenapa?
Ada baju kotor, udah gitu bau banget.
Ya nggak apa-apa dong Kak Jenny.
Aku nggak mau cek pintu kalau ada baju kotor. Nggak mau.
Kak Jenny nih. By the way, cerita Alkitab hari ini tentang seseorang yang mengerjakan sesuatu walaupun itu bukan tugasnya dia.
Halo, siapa yang punya baju kotor itu? Mana bau banget. Tolong diambil ya.
Help me God to see what you see. You are doing a great work in me. I've decided I can't stand still. No, you have given me purpose. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you. Make a move for you. Make a move. Make a move. Make a move for you. I will make a move. Make a move. Make a move for you. I will. I'll take up the call to serve you. You have given me a job to do. I wanna love the world just like you. Yeah. You have given me purpose. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you. For you. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you. Make a move for you. Make a move. Make a move. Make a move for you. I will make a move. Make a move. Make a move for you. I will. Make a move.
Hai Kids, press and worship-nya seru banget ya. Aduh, Kak Baby sampai keringetan banget nih, saking excitednya. Jadi pengen lompat terus. Tapi sekarang waktunya kita memberikan persembahan. Ayatnya ada di 2 Korintus 9 ayat 7. Hendaklah masing-masing memberi menurut kerelaan hatinya, jangan dengan sedih hati atau karena paksaan. Sebab Allah mengasihi orang yang memberi dengan sukacita. Kalau Kak Baby bersukacita, pasti Kak Baby akan tersenyum. Coba kakak pengen lihat dong senyum kalian dalam memberi. Nah, karena kalian sudah bersukacita, kalian pasti akan memberikan yang terbaik buat Tuhan kan? Sebelumnya, mari kita berdoa dulu ya. Tuhan, terima kasih untuk setiap berkat-Mu bagi kami. Kami ingin memberi pada hari ini, kami ingin memberikan yang terbaik karena kami begitu bersukacita, begitu besar kasih Tuhan dalam hidup kami. Kami siap memberi hari ini dalam nama Tuhan Yesus. Amin. Selamat memberi semuanya.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Nehemiah, chapters 1 and 2.
Over and over, the Israelites promised to be faithful to God. But over and over again, they turned away from Him. At last, God allowed enemy armies to take His people captive and carry them off to Babylon, nearly 1,000 miles away. After 70 years, God allowed some of His people to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. But back in Babylon, now part of Persia, the rest of the Jews had made lives for themselves. In fact, a Jew named Nehemiah had become quite important.
Greetings. I am cupbearer to the king.
A cupbearer was like a bodyguard who checked to make sure that no one poisoned the king's food or drink. Nehemiah was likely a trusted advisor.
Your Majesty, may I suggest the date pudding?
But though it was nearly 150 years since the Israelites had left Jerusalem, Nehemiah's heart was still in his homeland. When his brother Hanani returned from his trip to Judah, Nehemiah had a chance for some news.
Brother, how are the people left in Jerusalem?
Some are still alive, but they're having a hard time.
Oh no.
The wall of Jerusalem is broken down. The gates have been burned with fire. People are ashamed.
That's terrible.
A city without walls could never prosper. The people would always live in fear of being attacked.
I'm sorry to bring such bad news.
No, I'm glad you told me.
Dismayed, Nehemiah sat down and wept. He couldn't even eat for several days. Instead, he poured his heart out to God.
Lord, you are a great and wonderful God. See how your people are suffering. Please listen to me. I'm praying for the people of Israel. We Israelites have committed sins against you. We haven't obeyed the commands you gave to Moses.
Nehemiah reminded God of the promise he made to his people.
You said, if you people are not faithful, I will scatter you among the nations. But if you return to me, I will bring you back. Lord, please pay careful attention to my prayer. Give me success when I bring my request to King Artaxerxes.
For 4 whole months, Nehemiah prayed daily to God. He knew before taking action, he needed to listen and prepare. At last, he was ready.
Your Majesty,
Anyone who came before the king was supposed to appear happy. But for the first time, Nehemiah allowed his true feelings to show.
Oh, why are you looking so sad?
may you live forever? Why shouldn't I look sad? The city of my people has been destroyed, and fire has burned up its gates.
The king could have been annoyed and ordered Nehemiah to be punished. But God moved his heart.
Well, what do you want?
Nehemiah prayed silently for the right words.
Send me to Judah. Let me go to the city of Jerusalem. I want to rebuild it.
The king frowned and glanced over at the queen. At last he said,
How long will your journey take? When will you get back?
Precisely as many moons as are required.
Fair enough. Dismissed.
Nehemiah turned to leave, but he knew there was more he needed for the job.
If it pleases you, may I take some letters with me? I want to give them to the governors west of the Euphrates River. Then they'll help me to travel safely.
Done.
Oh, and a letter to the caretaker of the royal park? So he'll give me logs for the wall and gates and a house?
What next? A whole escort of army officers and horsemen?
That would be fantastic.
Fine. All of it. Get on with it.
God had given Nehemiah such favor with the king that he had everything he needed for his long journey to Judah. At last, Nehemiah had reached the city he dreamt of his entire life.
Jerusalem.
Though Nehemiah was overjoyed by the first glimpse of the city, it must have been difficult to see its crumbling, broken down walls.
So much work to be done.
But Nehemiah didn't tell anyone his plan at first. On a bright moonlit night, Nehemiah snuck out with only a few others to see the full damage to the walls.
We have to know what we're up against.
Nehemiah traveled by donkey. With a few trusted friends, they left the city through the broken valley gate.
Let's head toward the Jackal Well.
At last, Nehemiah got a clear picture of the devastation. Jagged piles of rock lay everywhere. The gates were gone with scorched, gaping holes in their place.
It's such a big job. Only God can do this.
Nehemiah circled what was left of the wall, heading up the Kidron Valley and at last returning through the valley gate. The next morning, he called together the priests and nobles and officials.
You know, I've come to visit my people in Jerusalem, but that's not the only reason I'm here.
Nehemiah gestured to the jagged remains of the wall, visible from where they stood.
You can see the trouble we're in. Jerusalem has been destroyed. Fire has burned up its gates.
Tell us something new.
Come on. Let's rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. Then people won't be ashamed anymore.
Well, I mean, that's something to consider if you think about this.
Our grandparents tried that years ago.
But God has been helping me. He gave me favor with the king. He'll help us complete the work. So who's in?
Well, me. I'm in.
Me too.
Let's start rebuilding!
God moved the hearts of the people to help Nehemiah, and together they began the gigantic job of repairing the walls and gates of Jerusalem.
Nah, Kak Jenny, udah lihat cerita Alkitab tadi kan? Menjadi inisiatif itu emang agak susah, Kak Jenny. Kita harus mengerjakan suatu hal yang bukan tugas kita atau bukan tanggung jawab kita, Kak Jenny. Contohnya tadi tuh, Kak Jenny harus mengambil baju yang kotor tadi. Kalau Kak Jenny nggak inisiatif untuk mengambil baju kotor itu, maka para astronot nggak akan pergi ke bulan hanya karena baju yang ada di pintu roket.
Oh gitu ya. Aku ngerti sekarang Kak Baby.
Iya Kak Jenny, sama kayak cerita tadi, Nehemia walaupun bukan tugas dia untuk membangun tembok Yerusalem, sama seperti juga Yesus yang inisiatif untuk menyembuhkan orang sakit. Dan yang paling luar biasanya lagi nih, Yesus itu dia rela mati di kayu salib untuk menebus kesalahan dan dosa kita, Kak Jenny.
Oke, mulai sekarang aku harus inisiatif seperti Nehemia dan Yesus.
Ya,
Ntar Kak Baby.
ya.
Baju kotor udah diambil,
Hebat
pintu roket sudah bisa ditutup, dan roket siap meluncur.
Yeay, hebat banget Kak Jenny, emang asem banget ya Ki.
Kok asem sih Kak Baby?
Awesome, luar biasa. Aduh, kalian juga harus belajar inisiatif ya Kids. Kalau gitu, Kak Baby dan Kak Jenny mau pergi dulu ya. See you next week and God bless you all. Bye.